Hi, I'm Mike Baker. One of the great new features with Tableau version 10 is the release of the Tableau mobile Android application. This is finally bringing Tableau to the world of Android, very much needed, and very sorely missed up until now. So we can access the Tableau mobile Android application from the Google Play Store on either your respective device or directly from your desktop. I'll show you on the desktop. But then what we're also going to demonstrate is in tandem with the desktop, or at least with the Android application, is the ability to now develop dashboards for specific devices in Tableau Desktop. So let's just navigate to the Google Play Store, and if we search for Tableau, we have Tableau Mobile coming up. So it is worth mentioning that this Tableau mobile application will only work if you've got a Tableau Online or a Tableau Server account, and that's just because you need to be able to connect to a Tableau Online or Server to view your published dashboards. It can only connect to published dashboards. You can't connect to dashboards that you've built with Tableau Desktop. So that's the one downfall. Okay, once you've got that installed, you can then connect to your Tableau Server and start browsing your creations on your mobile device. So let's go and build an example dashboard, and I'm going to show you how we can develop a dashboard for a specific Android device, or at least a specific mobile device, and a tablet, any type of tablet device as well. So we're going to connect to the Superstore sample data set. Let's just connect to that, and I'm just going to create one very quick little simple display. Let's just grab these states and display them by profit with a color. Now that's fine. Change these colors a bit. Let's make the profitable guys green and unprofitable red. And let's just use the full color range to really emphasize the differences. We use step colors just because there's quite a lot of gray areas between. And that highlights it a little better. Right, so there's our very simple little display. Let's just put the states on the labels. We can see Texas is extremely unprofitable, and California and what's this, New York, is our most profitable states. You can focus on maybe chasing after the guys responsible in these particular states that are underachieving. Anyway, so that's our dashboard, or at least our view built. Now let's go and actually create a dashboard from this. So we're going to create a new dashboard, and let's click and drag our sheets onto our dashboard, and very quickly we'll just assemble a very basic dashboard. Sheet 1, let's call it profit by state. Now, we may notice that we've got a lot of real estate on the right here, so you might be inclined to change the size layout. We've got it set to desktop at the moment, but we can go and pump up the width to make the most of the width and expand on the map. Now, Tableau has released this little device preview button here. And what this does is when you select it, pops up this little toolbar at the top here, which allows you to select your device type, your model types, and then you can also choose a device, or at least a Tableau mobile application specific dashboard. So if you wanted to build a Tableau mobile application, you would have to select a phone, select a specific mobile that we want to develop for, so we're developing for an iPhone 6, and then you can publish this as a mobile application, and it'll be published to your server as a mobile application rather than not be viewable on the desktop. Let's just deselect that. And then the last little button here is the add phone layout, which I'll show you. It's very handy for customizing different layouts for different devices. So one of the immediate things you may have noticed when I selected a model type here in the phone is that it's got this little black border outline. And that just shows the confines for that device of where our dashboard falls outside of the device. You can see clearly that if you're to display this dashboard on an iPhone 6s, we're gonna have scroll bars on the right here and on the side, and we're gonna have a terrible time trying to view this entire display in one go. It's just gonna be clunky and slow and unfriendly to use. So we're gonna want to rather build this dashboard to be displayed correctly and scaled correctly for this device. Let's just change this back to generic phone. Now, because we set it to custom size, it's pushing it all out of the bounds of the phone. So let's rather change the size to the automatic. Okay, so that's squashed it down into our phone, but it's still not exactly viewable. Because of our color legend, on the side, on the right of the view, it's squashed into something that's really incomprehensible and non-insightful. So let's move this around a little bit. We can take this profit legend and just put it down to the bottom. And let's just move the placement of it lower down. And there we go. Much easier to see, and we can start actually digging into the data and being able to view and analyze the data on the device without having to scroll around. So this is now being designed for a phone. So we may now want to be able to design this layout differently for a desktop. We might want the profit layout for the color legend to be on the right. It might be more applicable on the right, depending on the number of containers that we actually have. So what we can do is we can add a phone layout to our dashboard. Now we can see we've got the default and the phone layout. So let's go to phone layout. Instead of using the default layout, which is the options at the top here, we can go to the default, at least to the phone layout, and tell it to use a custom layout. So we've now customized the layout of the dashboard for the positions of the containers within the dashboard to be custom designed for the phone. So rather now we have the profit color legend sitting at the bottom. We can then go back to the default and let's design a desktop design. So this is our generic desktop monitor, and it's taking up the full monitor because our monitor is 1920 by 1080. And let's rather move this profit color legend to the right of the map. And if we just go to full screen, it's far easier to read. We can then add this as a desktop layout. So let's just click the desktop layout button here, and we can use a custom layout, and we've custom designed the desktop layout to be different from the phone. So now if we select the phone layout, you can see it's changed the layout of the positioning of the containers to be more accommodating and more presentable for the phone. We can then also add the tablet layout with the same manner. And that way we can start designing our dashboards to be custom built for multiple different devices. We can build it specifically for iPhone devices and Android devices, or we can build more of a generic general layout where we use the default layout and just size it proportionally for the different devices that we want to view it on. Quite frankly, I love the ability to change the different layouts for the different device specifics. Thanks for watching, and please click subscribe for more Tableau tips and tricks.